Are you a service-based business owner looking to increase profits to fund your lifestyle? Well, this podcast is for you. We bring you inspirational guests sharing actionable tips to solve many of the struggles you face each and every day. And now, over to your host, Paul Higgins.
Hi, Paul here. Before we get into the show, would you like to make a great first impression on LinkedIn? If so, I have something just for you. When people search for your name on Google, your LinkedIn profile will normally come up first. Before meeting someone for the first time, how often do they view your LinkedIn profile? For many coaches and consultants I begin to work with, their profiles don't do them any justice. I've created a simple solution where you can whip your profile into shape to have your best foot forward when attracting new clients on LinkedIn. Go to blgdownload.com, so that's blgdownload.com, to get your 5 killer tips today. Hello to the Build, Live, Give Solo podcast, episode number 316. Today I'm going to share my personal experience of what happens when I don't achieve sales. This experience I actually hear too often from others as well, and I think it's something we need to sort of talk more about, but also I've got some tips on how you can avoid this yourself in the future. And if you are new and you love what you hear, please subscribe. If you're regular, thanks for your support as always. I love listening to podcasts and always have follow-up questions. I'm like that. If you're the same, just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/questions and lodge yours, and I promise to answer it. So please check out past shows. Also, on your favorite platform, just search Build, Live, Give. So I started observing sales when I was about 4 years of age. Whether it was 3, 4, 5, I don't know. But I would go on my dad's sales road trips prior to school. And he was rep at Coca-Cola, working in regional Australia. And then I worked part-time as a seasonal sales role at Coca-Cola. And it also helped me put me through university / college, depends where you are in the world. I insisted I would never work full-time there. And anyway, I ended up working there, getting a set of keys, which was meant to be 6 weeks, and it lasted 18 years. They were good years, and it was a great company to work for. Then I went and started my own business in 2011, and I really learned what selling really was. I always had the backing of the brand, and all of a sudden I was out there selling myself. And as you know, if you're selling your own business, just how hard that experience can be. And I'll spare you all the war stories that I've had, but there is one sad fact I know about myself, and it may be also you experience this, that I close out the world when my sales are not at the level I expect. I've got high expectations. Coke is a very high-performing business, and when I'm not doing as well, either meeting my own personal goals, or I'm not delivering what I've committed to my family, in particular Linda, my wife, I really close myself off. And I'm not quite sure if you've ever felt the same way. What are some of the things that happen for me? So I don't call my friends as much. I sort of become, we've got a WhatsApp group, and I've become a little more silent in it. I start avoiding my family. Now, yes, I admit I call my dad every second day. Mum's passed, sadly. But just, the general family, I sort of forget things. Also, I'd rather sit at home watching Netflix on a Friday night rather than going out. And people around don't notice these subtle differences, but inside, I know that it's there, and it's that constant voice of judgment saying, why aren't you getting ahead further? Why aren't you achieving your sales results? And it's really consuming. And, I know running your own business can be very lonely, and especially if you're the boss, right? So who do you talk to? You don't really want to tell your team about it because you don't want to share the cold hard truth to them because, they rely on you. Their whole life is forged based on your success in some cases, and you don't want to let them or their families down. And it doesn't have to be that way, okay? If you're really feeling like this right now, and believe me, I've gone through patches of this often, I have some suggestions on what you can do to solve it. Fortunately, these moments aren't always as frequent as they were when I first started, but they're still there. And it still reminds me each time it happens when I shut myself out because I'm not getting the results I really want, that pain and all those memories come flashing back. But before I continue, I'd like to talk to you about leadjet.io. Ever looked at a LinkedIn profile and had to manually put the information into your sales CRM? So, you go up, you think, yes, I want to connect with this person, or yes, I want to follow up this person as a potential lead, and then you got to manually do it, or your team's got to manually do it, or you send a message, right? And then, copy and paste it, or get your team to copy and paste it. It's a pain. No more. LeadJet does all of this automatically, and it does it across most of the major sales CRMs, Copper, Pipedrive, HubSpot, Salesforce, etc. So why not check it out for yourself? Just go to buildlivegive.com/LeadJet. So, I really want to help you open up to the world, not close down to the world when you're not getting the results. And, it's easy to sort of fall into that trap and blame ourselves, but it's much easier to look at some actions as, okay, how can I open myself back up? And here's some that have worked well for me and some of the clients I've worked with. First is talk to somebody who really understands what it's like to run their own business and just talk it out, talk it through, okay? It's not always the case, but typically males aren't as good as what females are on this. I think that is changing. But, if you're a male and you're listening, please, talk it out. Don't bottle it up. The second is go back to the habits that have made you successful in the past and then add them back into your routine. It's so easy to fall out of some really good habits, right? Because life gets busy, things happen. But go back and do those and, document those routines so it's easy to go back to. Number 3, a problem shared is a problem solved. One of my mentors at Coca-Cola used to always say that, and it stuck with me. But share it with an expert and get their learnings from where they've been or had clients in similar situations. So often I'll be mentoring someone and I'll just share my experience and say, well, look, when I came across that, I did this. So you're not telling them what to do, but you're sharing options. And I really do think you need some experts sometimes to bring you out of where you're at. The fourth one, it seems pretty obvious, but just allocate quality time to sales. Back in episode 314, I spoke about you should at least have 50% of your time allocated to sales and marketing. So I really believe that. So, and it's quality time, right? So busyness is not going to lead to success, but the right activities will. But some people, because they doubt themselves, they get so down, they then avoid sales, and unfortunately it spirals and makes it worse. Last but not least, number 5, test new ideas. The activities that have probably got you to where you are probably aren't going to be the ones that will get you to the next level. So test things, okay? Set up a hypothesis, then go and test whether it's going to work or not. So 3 key actions from today. 1, address the elephant in the room, right? If you really are having symptoms like I've said, and like I said, I've had them lots of times, please go and just, look at one of these actions and go and get some help. You don't have to do it on your own. And also, if you really like some help from me, reach out. I've got a sales machine, and I've got also the Accelerate Sales program, where I do love to help people get out of this, as I've helped myself in the past. You get all the links in the show notes. Go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast episode 316, or on the app you're listening to right now. I recommend the Pocket Casts app, not a sponsor. I wish they were, but it's a great app. If you want to know if you've got the sales system to reach your next million in sales, go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/pulse. 9 critical questions in 3 minutes. It might be a great place to start before you even reach out to me or others. Please connect and follow me on LinkedIn now. I pause there for a minute because I've actually got the connection set up for follow on LinkedIn now, as I'm a creator. But you can also go to the 3 dots on mobile or desktop more, and you can connect as well. If you know 1, 2, or maybe even 10 people that could benefit from this, or you think that they might be reluctant to reach out, but this may help with that conversation, please share it with them. They'll love you for it. Please take action to build, live, and give.
Thanks for listening to the Build, Live, Give podcast. If you like what you heard, please share it and leave us a review. It would mean the world to us.